Hi and welcome to another Bricks motion tutorial. In this video I will show you how to build this scrolling image grid. As always we will use Bricks and Bricksforge and we will start in Bricks. Okay, so in Bricks we will have three sections. We will have a hero section with a height of 100 VH and a footer section with 100 VH, so we got some scroll space. And then we will add another section and give it a class of section tiles. We will then set the padding to 0 on all sides, give it a height of 100 VH, and we will set the overflow to hidden so the images are not overflowing this section. Inside of this section we will add another div and give it a class of tiles rotation. So this will be our div where we rotate the whole grid. And we will give it a display of flex and a direction of column, and then we will align everything to the center. The grow gap has a size of 3 rem, and then we will add a width and a height of 100%. And of course we will add a transform. So we will give it a transform origin of center, and we will rotate it on the Z axis to 45 degrees. Inside of this tiles rotation div, we will add another div, which will be our first row. And this row will have a display of flex, and in this case we want a flex direction of row. And then we will align everything to the center, and we will give it a column gap of 3 rem, so we got even spacing on all sides. Inside this row we can now add our first image. We will add a class of tiles image, and we will set the loading to eager, so we have no lasing loading issues. And we will give it a width of 40 view width. For tablet I went also with a width of 40 view width. On mobile landscape I then scaled it up a little bit to 60 view width, and on mobile project it's also 60 view width. After that we can duplicate our images. So the first row will have a total of 3 images, and then the following 3 rows will all have a total of 4 images, and the last row will also get a total of 3 images. So duplicate the images, then you can duplicate the rows, and then you should be all set up. Another thing what we're doing is we are adding a helper class for the animation. So the first row will move to the right, so we give it a helper class of move right. The second row will move to the left, and we will give it a helper class of move left, and so on. So it's right, left, right. Okay, that's it for the HTML structure and CSS styling, and we will now jump into Bricksforge to have a look at the animation. So we will open up the Bricksforge panel and add a new timeline. We want to set the trigger to scroll trigger as we are animating on scroll. And the trigger selector will be our section, which is this section tiles. And we want to start the scroll animation when the top of the element hits the bottom of the viewport. And we want to end it when the bottom of the element hits the top of the viewport. We also want to use scrub, and we can play around with the scrub value. So if we set it to 5, you can see that it's still moving when I stop scrolling. And when I set it to 0, it will be directly attached to the scroll bar. So I go with a value of 1, but of course you can play around with it. And then we want to animate. So we want to animate the class of move right. So every row with the class of move right will be translated to 30% on the x-axis. And every row with a class of move left will translate to minus 30% on the x-axis. And yes, that's it. If you like this tutorial, you can join my newsletter and or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.